back block, and that's
Guy then throws his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. We truly appreciate all of you for diving in with us here on a Monday. Again, thank you for joining us. We truly appreciate that. But here we are, man, diving in yet again. Here for another exciting week here on the channel. Sorry, I'm a little bit big in the screen today. I adjusted the camera a little bit differently, so it is what it is. I'll figure it out as we move through here. But what's up, Nick Winters? Party time, amen, man. It is. It's Steel City Live, baby. It's always a party. When we're rocking and rolling here on Steel City Live. Good to see you, Nick. Thank you for joining us here this evening on a Monday. But we're going to dive into which players the Pittsburgh Steelers should consider maybe re-signing. And there are more players than just TJ Watt that deserve that look by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we are going to talk about them. We need to dive into those players and really take a deep look into them and see which ones maybe possibly fit, which ones don't, which ones may be super beneficial to the Steelers moving forward. And I think it's a very important subject that needs to be talked about here as we dive into Steel City Live for the week. What's up, Zach Curry? Good to see you, man. But as always, guys, if you're not watching it now, you can watch it later. Make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button if you're not already. Make sure you share the show as it truly does help us here at the channel when you do so. Again, I did a show earlier today talking about the needs of the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward. But also here tonight, I want to talk about some of those players that could possibly end up being with the Steelers in terms of a new deal. Players that are coming to the end of their contracts. Some of those being rookie contracts, some of those being unrestricted free agent tender off, or correction, restricted free agent tenders that are on some of these players also. So we're going to talk about all of those and all of those contracts and what they mean for the Pittsburgh Steelers with these players, man. And I think it's very pivotal. Hey, glad you have a day off, Zah. Good to see you, man. Definitely. But again, guys, we're going to dive in here and we're going to talk about all that stuff. But I need to hear your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the live chat. That would truly be lovely. We'd appreciate it, man. Comments. And I hate how I have this camera set tonight. So I definitely will change that next time. Sugar Ray Robinson, what's up, man? Yeah, they have Rock Taylors, they have Rock Taylor. But I replied to your comment. You asked that earlier, I think. But I'm going to reply back to you here, too. With Rock Taylor, you can't put all your eggs in one basket with him. He is a unrestricted free agent rookie, and that could end up being an issue. You know what I mean? Because it's not a slam dunk that he's going to go out there and be able to produce. It's not a slam dunk. It's not something that you can really depend on. They may happen, an unrestricted free agent may come in and do something really cool. But, it's something that you just don't know for sure. And it's something that you can't bank on. That's why a lot of people still consider it a need for the Pittsburgh Steelers here in 2025 to find out the wide receiver room. But man, what is up? We got a new member in the house, AWOL. Becoming a Mike Drop Mafia member, thank you very much. That's 99 cents a month, always be 99 cents a month. No matter what, never will change, never will be any different, man. If you are a Mafia member, you can always count on it being 99 cents a month. And I don't care if we have 7 million subscribers, it'll always be 99 cents a month. That will never, ever change, man. Ever change. Emojis from Za. He asked about the Rock Taylor. Yeah, we do definitely have Rock Taylor. So yeah, he's somebody that I did comment on during the draft shows, and I expressed my interest when we were talking about Steelers signing unrestricted free agent rookies. He was one of my favorites, if not the favorite at the time when the Steelers made their additions through undrafted free agency. So yeah, I like Rock Taylor, but again, you can't put all your eggs in that basket. It's just something you cannot do. What's up? Another Wombat in the house. Boom. Thank you, AWOL. We love having you, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. We definitely try to make sure that you guys are part of the show, and I hope you guys enjoy that. What I need from you guys the most is for you guys to share with other people the fun that we have here at the channel in terms of the conversations that we have each and every day, and I hope that I do a good job for you guys. I really try my best to do a solid job, to be knowledgeable. You know, I'm not always going to have everybody agree with me. I am going to hurt feelings. You know, everybody's not always going to be a Jason fan, but I try to be really, really fair. I try to be really, really honest, and I hope that you guys value that tremendously, and we'll keep going, yeah, with that. But again, make sure you're putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the live chat, as always, here on the channel. And again, we are talking about players that could be signed or should be signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's just not just TJ Watt. And that's the big one. Everybody wants to look at TJ Watt on his expiring, what is it, 112 or $120 million deal, whatever it was, where he's due 21.5 million here in 2025. That's the one everybody looks at. And that's the one everybody wants to talk about. And that's something, though, that shouldn't be the only thing that we're looking at, considering there's a tremendous amount of really young talent, really promising young talent that has to be looked at in a big, big way. We'll start with let's go through our list of players that I compiled that we will talk about here this evening. Let me make sure that I don't knock anything over. But let's start with this Sean Elliott, guys. He's on a 2-year, $6 million deal from the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was signed in the 2024 season. Or ahead of the 2024 season, but signed nonetheless in 2024. That contract will run through 2025 and will expire in 2026. That included a $1.5 million signing bonus for Deshaun Elliott, a guy that really played lights out in 2025. And if you're the Steelers, the real question is, do you now sign Deshaun Elliott, and would you have to pay high for Deshaun Elliott? And is it wise to pay high for Deshaun Elliott? I really like Deshaun Elliott. I just think he deserves a payday considering the contributions that he made to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024. I thought they were significant. If you look at the way Deshaun Elliott played ball last year, he had a nose for the football. Look how many fumbles he recovered. He may not have caused all of them, but he recovered a bunch. And he did cause a bunch. Do you guys remember that hit he laid on Conklin in the Jets game? He didn't fumble it, but man, he just came downhill and he drove on Conklin. And that's a big guy that he put into the dirt, boy. He told Conklin, take a dirt nap. And it was really cool. You remember the hit against the Cleveland Browns, to where it might have been Njoku. I can't remember who it was, but he smacked the shit out of that guy and caused a fumble. And that was picked up and recovered by the Steelers. So many instances, man, of Deshaun Elliott making big plays, coming down in the box, being able to play really free down there, just playing hard-nosed football, and again, having a nose to find the football, being a very hard hitter. He worked well coming off the blitz when he was down in the box. Also, when he was picked up by a running back, a tight end, in the blitz game, and he was chipped and he was tied up. That wasn't the end for Deshaun Elliott. He does something that you're used to seeing from Cam Hayward and TJ Watt. He was able to block a lot of passes last year. That is something really, really cool that I think a lot of people are overlooking. I remember, what was it, against the Giants, maybe, where he was covering a receiver and was still able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in between him and be able to block that ball, which was really, really cool. So Deshaun Elliott, definitely one of our favorites here, and we'll continue to talk about him. But thank you to AWOL for the super chat. From AWOL, bang bang Steeler gang. We appreciate that, AWOL. Thank you very, very much. Guys, super chats are always open, an excellent way to support the channel. But thank you to AWOL again for the $15 super chat coming in with that big boy. We appreciate it very, very much, and definitely deserves a round of applause and some air horns. Definitely. Thank you, AWOL, for that, my friend. Mark Malone. Yeah, dude, we got to bring that guy back long term. Yeah, but the question is, I agree with Mark. I agree with all of you. And again, thank you for the super chat, guys. Those are always open and a great way to support the channel. And if you have a comment you want to put in there or a question you put in with your super chat, those will be answered too. But again, the question is with bringing in Deshaun Elliott again on an extension here. Where does he fit in terms of the financial obligations that you're going to have to fork out for this guy? Are you going to be paying high because of 1 year production? And let's be honest, it was 1 year for the Steelers. Now he's played solid throughout his career. But if you're the Steelers, I'm playing devil's advocate here. If you're the Steelers, do you want to pay on that high end, or do you want to try to let it ride out? But here's the double-edged sword for the Steelers. If he has another tremendous year like he did in 2024, and he has it again here in 2025, man, where are you going to be? You're going to end up paying even more. So if you're the Steelers, maybe you take the lesser of two evils here in terms of the financial obligations. The player's great. The player's fantastic. You just always want to try to get it at the most rock bottom price that you can if you're the Steelers franchise. So, what would you be looking at probably with a guy like Deshaun Elliott? And I got to say, you're looking at $7-8 million per season. That's probably where he's at right now. So you're probably looking, if you were to sign him for 2 years, you'd be probably looking at close to about 16 to 20 million, to be quite honest. That would probably be the range for Deshaun Elliott in terms of his contract. You're going to be looking at a signing bonus probably that's pretty significant. You're going to have to guarantee him some money, and he's going to be wanting to look for some security. I think he would probably be wanting to look for about a 3-year deal, and I think the Steelers could come up with something there that would work with both sides. And if I'm talking to Sean Elliott and what he did in 2024, I'd be comfortable with giving him a 3-year, $24 million year, $24 million deal, fully guaranteeing all of that, $8 million per season. Or 3-year deal. Yeah, I did say that right. I thought I said 4. But 3 years, 24 million. That's 8 million per season. That would give him 3 years of security. Give him, that fully guaranteed. I don't think that's crazy in terms of contracts here in the NFL today. I think that guaranteed money gives him, a more sense of security in terms of maybe signing it. And I think it locks up somebody that fits tremendously well with Minka Fitzpatrick, and also gives the Steelers the option of Minka not being there. If Minka goes down to injury, or if Minka's not on the football team anymore, you still have Deshaun Elliott back there that knows how to play football at a high, high level. So I think that's really where you need to be if you're the Steelers. I think $8 million per year is really great and a significant raise for Deshaun Elliott. If you look at what he was given 2 years, $6 million, that's a really significant increase. That's a $5 million a year increase for Deshaun Elliott. But I think he played well enough to get that money, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit overthinking it, but I think that it was definitely a season in which I wouldn't be hesitant to pay him between honestly, $6 to $8 million per season. I think that that has to be your range if you're the Steelers. That's what you're going to have to look at if you want to sign Deshaun Elliott, because he could let it ride and he can go into free agency, and I can guarantee he's going to get six somewhere. I can guarantee that with what he did. And if he has another good year in 2025, maybe he gets more, but I could see six for sure. And I think 6 to 8's an excellent range. Maybe you guys have some other ideas on in terms of the salary range. David Costa. I got my terrible towel for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Awesome, man. What's up, Steve Winters? Hey, man, not long, Steve. Hopefully we can find a place that fits for us. We've been still looking for a place, and we're always a last minute when we buy our vacation rentals because I feel like you get the best deals. But anyway, I don't know exactly where we will be, but we'll be down there. I can almost guarantee it down at Myrtle Beach. So soon, Steve and I will be having a beer and bullshitting and talking some football here, man. I can't wait. Daniel Werman in the house. Hey, buddy, I would put Calvin Austin as the number two. To have DK's power and Austin's speed would make a lot of teams very nervous. Sorry for the sensitive. It's all right, man. We love you, Daniel. We love you, my friend. You're always allowed to comment your feelings, bro. We don't hold that against you here. I will say this, though. We're going to talk about Calvin Austin next. But man, DK Metcalf can run really, really fast too. And when was the last time that the Steelers had so many, sub 4 or 5 guys at the wide receiver position all over the fucking place? You know, Roman Wilson, DK, Calvin. That's pretty dangerous. And a lot of people weren't recognizing that. So that's really interesting that you brought that up, Daniel. And we're going to talk about that. Armand says, agree on Elliott, 3 for 21. That's right. That would be about the range, Armand, that I'm feeling too. 6 to 8 million per season. I think that that's exactly where his performance has landed him. And if I were his agent, I would just start out at the 8 million, maybe even a little bit higher, maybe like 8.5, 9. That's what I would ask the Steelers for, and I think you would end up somewhere around the $7 to $8 million range per season. I think that that's where you would end up, and I think 3 years would be amazing for both sides. That gives you an out at the end of those years in terms of maybe Deshaun wants to move on, or maybe Deshaun outperforms and wants a raise, or maybe hey, the Steelers aren't willing to pay anymore, but he earned himself a bigger payday somewhere else. It gives both sides an out and gives Deshaun tremendous wealth. 20 to $24 million per season or per the contract. So that's definitely something that's a really, really cool thing, man. Hi, Jason. Hope all is well with your family as always. Looking forward to you coming down. Sounds great. Just let me know, my friend. And yes, absolutely, a beer does sound great with some Steelers. Hey, man, we will do it up, Steve. It'll be definitely really, really fun. Mark Malone. Yeah, box safeties don't make much. He's worth 10 million in my opinion. I think he's worth, definitely 24 million over 3 years. I think that that's fair. And you don't have to pay him that much per season because you can put a lot into significant signing bonus. But I think whatever they offer him should be fully guaranteed. And again, guys, fully guaranteed money, any guaranteed money, it's what really attracts these guys to these contracts. They don't want contracts that don't have a significant portion of it fully guaranteed. That's what they're looking for. They want guaranteed money. And if you wave the guaranteed money flag in front of some of these guys, you can get away with maybe possibly paying them a little bit less per season than they would originally wanted because you're saying about the guaranteed dollars. So definitely the guaranteed dollars is where it's at when you're talking about re-signing these players and attracting them to play on your football team. And here's another attractive option. Maybe the Steelers really get on a roll here with Aaron Rodgers and have high hopes for Will Howard, or go out and get another quarterback that has significant talent. Next year's draft, who knows? The sky's the limit, but maybe that starts to attract some of these guys to maybe take a little bit of a chip off of what they want totally in terms of the money. So you never know. You never know. And I think Deshaun Elliott has to be a priority, guys. But the question really is, do you want to pay high because he had a tremendous season in 2024? That's the big one. That's the big question. You're going to pay top dollar. And I think if you wait another year, give him another year to prove that he is really, really good, he's not going to want to just take the first offer that's thrown out there at him. I don't think he'll do that now. But I think if you're the Steelers, you could get away with paying him a little bit less now because I really do think he's going to have a big year in 2025. I think he's going to have a monster year. I think he's going to be highly productive. And Mark brought up box safety. I don't think he's just a box safety. I've seen him defend passes at a high level. You remember in the snow game in Cleveland, I thought he played really, really well. I'm just talking about off the top of my head. I brought up several instances where, through my research, to where I just really saw him making big coverage plays. Not even necessarily getting his head around sometimes. Just being in position, knowing how to position his body, knowing how to block the lanes with his body, to where if his back's turned and the quarterback throws it, a lot of the times he's just going to be in the fucking way, you know? And I think he was masterful at that throughout the 2024 season. So I really think Deshaun Elliott is a guy they need to consider bringing back in. What's up, Daniel Barry? Sports highlights in the house. Damn, guys. That's my fourth bottle today. I'm on the move with water. But good to see you, Daniel. All right, guys. We're talking players that the Steelers should think about signing. Definitely something that is very important, and it's just not all about TJ Watt. Steve Winters, I think you guys are pretty accurate with Elliott. Definitely within the $6 to $8 million range. Yeah, that's my guess, Steve. That's where I think his market value is, and that's where I think it's fair. And I never did a Google search or anything that said fair market value or anything like that. Nothing. That's the number that pops into my head when I think of Deshaun Elliott and what he did in 2024. So that's where I'm looking if I'm the Steelers to probably end up in that range. 6 million sounds perfect, man. 6 million a year over three, fully guarantee that. That's $18 million for Deshaun Elliott. I think that would be absolutely a banger deal for the Steelers, in my opinion. An absolute banger, dude. But let's move to the next guy. I think it's a guy of interest. You talk about Calvin Austin III, a guy that a lot of people are overlooking. I think he is the wide receiver two on this football team. I think the Steelers want him to be the number three. I think that that's where they want him to be. I think that that's how they view Calvin Austin III. But when I look at Calvin Austin III, I'm seeing a number two guy right now. You talk about how he's loved by his teammates. Do you guys not listen to all the interviews that were coming out of mandatory minicamp sessions and all the great things that were said about Cal and how all his teammates basically anointed him as the number two wide receiver? They have tremendous, tremendous confidence in Calvin Austin III. And is it time that the Steelers start maybe looking how to figure out an extension, how to re-sign Calvin Austin III? He is on a rookie deal, guys. He signed that rookie deal in 2022. This is a 4-year, $4.164 million rookie contract. Again, was signed in 2022. It'll run him through 2026. So is the time now to get a deal done? Because you may pay, it's the opposite of Deshaun Elliott because you have an extra year on the contract with Calvin Austin being on his rookie deal, entering year three now. So basically, counting this year, you have 2 years of control of Calvin Austin. But would it behoove of the Steelers to start trying to figure out an extension now with Calvin Austin and maybe get it in while you could probably still pay a little bit less? Because I expect a big year from Calvin Austin, especially with Aaron Rodgers. I could see lots of passes ripped right down the middle of that field, right outside of the numbers or inside of the numbers, with Aaron Rodgers lighting it up to Calvin Austin. And I think you're going to hear a ton this season. Aaron Rodgers steps back, throws down the seam. Oh, Calvin Austin, an 80-yard touchdown pass. I could see that happening many, many, many times this season with Calvin Austin's speed. I really, really could see it. So, if you're the Steelers, what would you think about re-signing Calvin Austin III? That's something that needs to be talked about if you're the Steelers. I think you've waited too long to re-sign TJ. I think you need to figure it out with Deshaun Elliott. You're in that gray area now. He's going into the last season of his 2-year deal. You got to figure it out and get these guys that are highly productive and get them signed and get them signed earlier where they can definitely manage the cap number, manage those dollars a little bit easier instead of paying tremendously high on the market, which I think you're going to end up having to pay for Deshaun Elliott because of what he did last year. I think with Calvin Austin being in the second year of his rookie deal, entering year 3 of his rookie deal, I think you could negotiate something very team friendly that secures Calvin Austin's future with the Steelers for several years moving forward and allows Calvin Austin to make some money, but allows the Steelers to keep a tremendously high potential player on the football field that's done nothing but get better every time you see him step out there in between the white lines. So definitely somebody that I'm definitely really excited about. Hey, well, bang, bang, Steeler gang. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to utilize him because he gets rid of the ball fast, and Calvin Austin has the speed to get open. Absolutely. And here's another thing, AWOL. You bring up a tremendous point when you talk about Aaron Rodgers getting rid of the football fast. The Steelers haven't had that since Big Ben Roethlisberger, before Big Ben Roethlisberger hurt his elbow. Uh, you haven't had this type of release. You haven't had this type of ability to get the football out quickly. And I think it's going to have to be used tremendously inside of the Steelers offense in 2025. I think it has to be something Arthur Smith focuses on. And when you talk about Calvin Austin being able to get open, yes, and those quick slants, those quick outs, those quick ups, those real quick go routes, man. Again, where you're having that slot receiver running up right there outside of the numbers, just outside of the numbers, outside of the middle of the field, just barely where they're ripping up there, and you can get him out of the slot and rip those seam passes up there to Calvin Austin III. I think have tremendous value for the Steelers offense, and Calvin's not afraid to get hit. He's not afraid of contact. I know he's a tiny guy, but he's going to be willing to go and do those things. And with his speed and his ability to get off the line quickly in terms of his speed, I think that the Steelers definitely could benefit from that, and the yards after catch could be tremendous for the Steelers and really pose a home run threat from anywhere on the football field in the short passing game. And that's something the Steelers really haven't had a lot of. They haven't had the ability to do it, one, because the quarterbacks haven't been able to get a quick enough release like Ben used to, what Aaron can do now. And Aaron can do it off platform. He's one of the best at throwing off platform. He invented throwing off platform before Patrick Mahomes ever made it cool. So Aaron Rodgers can definitely do that. But I think Calvin Austin definitely is going to be a huge benefactor of Aaron Rodgers. And I think the time is now to figure out how to sign him or extend him in some way. And that may be weird to some Steeler fans because they didn't hold on to George Pickens and sign him. They decided to go the other way, get rid of a headache in George Pickens in terms of him being a pain in the ass. And now we're sitting here talking about re-signing Calvin Austin off of his rookie contract. But all Calvin does is come to work. He works hard. He's a good teammate, and he's a very likable guy. People love him in the building, and he has tremendous talent, tremendous speed that's been overlooked a little bit. His size gives him a bad rap. But he is really, really good. And I think it would behoove the Steelers to try to figure it out. But the question is, what would that money look like? And that one I'd be a little bit off base with. I'm not sure how that money would look. I'm not sure what you would pay him. I think if you would approach him now and try to get something done in terms of an extension, a 2-3 year extension, I think you could get away with about $5 or $6 million per year. I think that would be something that the Steelers could for sure get away with. And if Calvin Austin ends up being a number 2/number 3 guy for those years, I think that that's tremendous value to pay a guy, $5 or $6 million per season and get that kind of production or that type of potential out of. I think it would be awesome for the Steelers. Now, I don't know if that money sounds right to anybody else. I'm not sure. That one's a little tricky for me considering, this is a guy that's on a $4.164 million contract, his rookie contract. He got a $504,000 signing bonus, but, he's played his contract out basically. He's entering year 3 of that. So give the guy a little bump, give him 10 million bucks or so and keep him for few years, a couple years. I think that could be easily done, in my opinion. Steve Winters, I've heard that Calvin Austin has really improved route running. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, and you know what's really great about Calvin Austin? Yeah, his size hinders him, and that's going to be something we look at. I get it, and it's going to come up all the time. But he has really, really super fast feet, and that's something I don't think a lot of people look at. His feet are so damn fast, and that gives him the ability to get open, even with him getting maybe pressed at the line of scrimmage. Those fast feet allow him to shake and shift away from those defenders, even though they are trying to give him a significant press off the line of scrimmage. Calvin can still beat them. Why? Because he has a very quick set of feet that gives him a quick first step that makes it difficult for defenders to even get their hands on him. And maybe sometimes his size plays to an advantage there, due to him being smaller. Due to him being smaller, maybe it's hard for that defender to get their hands out on him and extend their hands and get a really strong push on him off the line of scrimmage when he could just blow the doors off you and get right by you. And Calvin Austin, you need to take advantage of that young, fresh legs, that speed. You need to keep him now and take advantage of that now. And I think Aaron Rodgers is really going to love Calvin Austin. And with those fast feet, I can see his route running improving year after year and becoming more and more crisp as he moves through his years. I definitely think that Calvin Austin has tremendous potential to be a real true. I project him to be a real true number 3. That guy that's that unsung hero for the team that just does nothing but score the damn football. That's what I see from Calvin Austin. And with Aaron Rodgers under center, I could see a potentially significant role for Calvin Austin III in 2025. Zah says keep CA3. Armand, I saw him October 21st or 22nd at UFC. He caught my eye. Austin, oh yeah, man, he definitely does, in my opinion. Nick Winters, I think you get a deal done now. He's going to have a DK Metcalf to learn things from this year. Who knows what he is going to do, going to pick up, and how he'll perform. Absolutely, Nick. I think you're spot on, 1000%. I think right now is the time you figure it out. And I know he's on his rookie contract, and the Steelers want to let that play out because it's relatively inexpensive, $4 million over 4 years. Basically, a little touch over $1 million a year is what it averages out to be, even with that $500,000 signing bonus. So it is tremendously cheap. But I think you figure it out now. I feel like you get this deal done, wipe out that last year of his rookie deal, and figure out how to get him here for 3 years, 4 years. And if you do it now, I feel like it can be a team friendly deal that definitely helps the Steelers moving forward. Because even when Aaron Rodgers is done, a young, still in his prime, super fast guy like Calvin Austin does nothing but help quarterbacks coming into this league. Reese79, did you see that tape on Rodgers versus the Vikings? We don't need that, Rodgers. Everybody's gonna have bad games, Reese. I hear you, brother. I hear you. I hear you. But you know, every year a player's gonna have a bad game, and you're right. They don't need that Rodgers, but I didn't see a lot of that Rodgers last year. And if you look at that tape last year of Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he was fully healthy at the beginning of the season. But once he started to get healthy, the Jets weren't bad. The Jets had bad coaching and a bad defense. The offense scored points, even with Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers not even being on the same page. They were still able to score a tremendous amount of points together. You look at Aaron Rodgers and you look at what he is able to do with some of the other receivers, Lazard, Conklin, Devontae Adams. Those guys. The tight end is where you improv and utilize the tight end and move around with them and allow them to improv things a little bit with your wide receivers that are out on the edges, slot guys. You want them to be precision, and Aaron Rodgers demands that, guys. And when you match him up with wide receivers that run really crisp precision routes, that timing can develop quickly, and that will really tremendously help the Pittsburgh Steelers. And if you take Aaron Rodgers of 2024 and you put Aaron Rodgers of 2024 on the Pittsburgh Steelers team, and he has those same numbers, the Steelers win that playoff game in Baltimore and move on to the second round. They have a significantly better record in terms of the regular season because they didn't have that type of quarterback play from their quarterbacks, and they were still a 10-win football team. I could see the Steelers winning the division last year with Aaron Rodgers putting up those same exact numbers, 28 and 11 for the Jets. If he comes to the Steelers and throws 28 touchdown passes, it's a far different ball game because the Steelers defense can score the football, and that's even being as vanilla can be, not being exotic in any way, and they were still pretty damn good. So that has to excite you. That's the real thing. The Steelers did everything to hurt themselves a lot of the times, but still was able to win double-digit football games despite all that. And I think that that's something the Steelers definitely are going to benefit from. Big, Slick, Nick, what's up? It's Monday, and you know what that means. Yeah, it is time for Steel City Live. Definitely. Calvin Austin III and wide receiver two. As wide receiver two, I love it. Big fan of him. Me too, Nick. Definitely, man. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I saw that tape, Reese, but it's one. It's one. You know, it's one against a really good football team, and he was not on a good football team. Again, they were coaching flux there. Bad defense. Offensive line sucked. They didn't block anybody. Uh, Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, guys, weren't on the same page. Despite them putting up decent numbers, they weren't on the same page. Garrett Wilson kind of improvs a lot. He's not that crisp route runner, and that's not something Aaron Rodgers really likes, man. Zaz says has to be CA3 Armon. I just looked it up at UFC 150 at UFC 151 yards versus a bowl team. He was unreal. Hey man, I love it. What's up, Danny George? It is a damn good show here on a Monday. We appreciate it. He's just small as F. LOL. We still need another wide receiver, but I'll take him. Yeah, his size is always going to be an issue, AWOL. Absolutely. Always going to be an issue. But I think it's something that can be dealt with, and I don't think it's a tremendous issue in my eyes, considering the talent level that Calvin has. Now, you guys can go back and listen to the show that I did this morning. You go check that out, hit the like, share, all that good shit. Go check that daily upload out. I talk about the wide receiver room, and we'll do that a little bit here later on through the show. But we're going to move on through these contracts. I do think the Steelers still add another wide receiver. I'm starting to really truly believe it ends up being a guy like an Amari Cooper or something. I don't think it's going to be any type of tremendous, big, huge monster move. But I still believe they do add a wide receiver. But go back and watch this morning's show, and you can comment there, and I'll answer you back. Reese, Calvin got short speed. DK got that long finish speed. I give it to DK. Uh, I'm not going to say Calvin's short speed. He's super fast and he's got a ton of energy and a ton of endurance. That guy got long range speed, man. If Calvin Austin gets a step on you, you're not catching him. There's nobody in this league that runs down Calvin Austin in a football game if he gets a step on you. Nobody. I don't care. If he gets a step, if he beats you by a step and he is running full speed down the field, nobody in the league catches Calvin Austin. Nobody on defense catches Calvin Austin. I don't see it happening. He's super fast. Austin, my gut feel 10 to 12 million a year for Austin. Baby, that's a lot of money. I don't see that one, Armon. That's a lot. That's why I think you work out a deal now. And I think you can get away with $5 or $6 million a year to keep a guy like Calvin Austin. 10 to 12 million. I don't see it right now. The production's not there to pay Calvin Austin 10 or $12 million per season. If you sign that for 3 years, you're looking at like a $34 million deal, if not more, 34 to 36 million dollars over 3 years, and I just don't see that happening, man. 30 to 36 million. That's a lot of bread for Calvin Austin. I can't see it, but you never know, man. You never know. Zah says CA3 is one of three players to have a punt returner, touchdown, and a receiving touchdown in one game. Devin Hester is the other one. You bring up good points, Zah. That's another thing about Calvin Austin, guys. He can return kickoffs, return punts, play wide receiver. He can do a lot of different things. That's the really good thing about Calvin Austin, and that increases his value and increases the want to, in my eyes, for the Steelers to want to sign him to a long-term deal. And again, I know he's finishing up. He's only been in the league a couple seasons, but he is entering year 3 of a rookie deal that definitely needs some attention. All right, guys, make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing if you're not already to the best show in town. That's right here, Steel City Live. We only needed 1 or 2 subscribers to hit 4,600 subscribers here on the channel. Let's get that done here tonight. Let's make sure we hit that goal here. We are almost there. We need to hit 5,000, and I'm going to give away the jersey at 5,000, guys. So, but you have to be a Mic Drop Mafia member. If you're not a Mic Drop Mafia member, which is 99 cents a month, you do not have a chance in hell to win the TJ Watt jersey. But everybody that is a Mafia member, you will be in the drawing for the TJ Watt jersey once we hit 5,000 subscribers here on the channel, and we are almost there. We need about 401 or 402 subscribers. I think we can get there quickly. We just need the help of you guys that watch the show every day. You got to share it, man. You got to like it. You got to push it, man, and we'll get there, and we'll give that jersey away to one lucky Mic Drop Mafia member. Let's keep going, man. Tom, ain't no party like a Diddy party Ford. What's up, man? Good to see you. Mike in the chat says, finally, Austin Seed with utilizing the full potential. Speed, he meant. Okay. He says, finally, Austin Speed will be utilized to its full potential. Let's effing go. That's from Mike. I agree. Yeah, definitely. When you have a guy like Aaron Rodgers, it's definitely going to be utilized. Steve Winters says, Jason, do you think they'll use Austin more in the slot that way? Rodgers can hit him over the middle. I think you'll see Austin go everywhere, guys. He can play the X, he can play the Y, he can play everywhere. He can play the slot. He can do it all, guys. That's the thing about Calvin Austin that a lot of people overlook. They just want to box him into being a slot receiver because he's small. That doesn't mean he can't play on the outside. That's crazy talk when people say that. We've seen him play on the outside several times and run good routes and get open. Calvin Austin can play inside and out. He can run the football, on jet sweeps and things. Calvin Austin is not a one-trick pony, and that's what fans really need to start thinking about. And I think you're exactly right, Steve. I think they will start utilizing him across the middle, up the seam. I think it's going to be big for Calvin Austin here in 2024 or 2025 to really expand his route tree and really become a full-fledged NFL wide receiver, man. Robert Road in the house. You keep Austin's rookie deal in place. The signing bonus gives him money earlier. Yeah, I don't know how they would do it, Robert, but I think a deal needs done. Definitely. I think you can keep that rookie deal in place and get an extension, done and give a bonus there. Definitely. I think you can do those things. I'll look into the contracts a little bit more. I'm sure, Robert, guys like you that do a lot of fact checks will definitely know some of that stuff. But definitely, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to figure out how to keep Calvin Austin extended. Steve Winters, you're absolutely right. You got a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. It takes time, and what quarterback hasn't had a bad game? Absolutely, man. I agree. AWOL, why is y'all hating on Rodgers? Do you want Trubisky, Pickett, Rudolph Wilson, or Aaron Rodgers? You fans are not thinking clearly. We finally have a veteran quarterback something we didn't have since Ben left. I agree. I think this is the best quarterback we've had since Ben left, no doubt. I still have potential hope that, if need be, a guy like Mason can come in and get the job done. I'm hoping Will Howard develops, but I think it's exciting to have Aaron Rodgers for 1 year, a guy that invented the off platform throw, a guy that really, it's going to be awesome, man. You remember when Aaron Rodgers first came into the league, guys? You were looking at him, and his throwing motion was one in which just wasn't exciting. But he took some time and developed it, and now he plays like a baseball player out there, just winging that shit, man, and ripping it with force and accuracy. And that's exciting, man. That's exciting to really start to see, hopefully, here this year. Nobody's hating. He just wasn't reading the field. That's crazy talk, Reese. You're talking about Aaron Rodgers not reading the field. He is probably the top quarterback in the NFL in terms of his ability to read defenses and process. He's probably the smartest quarterback out there right now. I rank him up there in the Peyton Manning category in terms of intelligence level, understanding defenses, understanding schematics, understanding and having the ability to process and read the football field. Maybe in that one game he was having trouble, but you got to look at the whole picture, and that's offensive line, coaching, schematics on your offense, what receivers were available to him that day, what the receivers weren't. There's a ton of variables at play inside of that, so I could see what you're saying, Reese, no doubt. But Aaron Rodgers definitely above the shoulders is probably the best quarterback in the National Football League. And that's a fact, Jack. Mike says Rodgers will cook by the first game against the Jets. He will be ready. He's a pro. Oh yeah, he'll always be ready. He is a pro. We can't give TJ 45 a year, right? Why can't you, Aaron? That's the Aaron Melton says that. And I don't know. It seems you put a question mark there, so I mean you're asking me if they can. I think they can. They have no tremendously large contracts. That's about it. Aaron Rodgers. If you look at their contracts and you look at other teams around the league, that'd be about the only, or TJ Watt, that'd be about the only contract. Aaron Rodgers is playing for peanuts. They have no quarterback contracts, so TJ Watt can get $45 million a year. And it isn't going to hurt the Steelers, and it actually free up some cap space here in 2025. So it is what it is, but they can definitely pay him 45 a year. Whether they're going to or not, I think is a different story. What I think happens, Aaron, is this. I think TJ Watt makes about 41 and a half, 42 million. I don't see it going over 42 million per season. They'll be just a little bit higher than Miles Garrett because Miles Garrett, let's be honest, guys, these $40 million a year for a pass rusher per season, it's a little bit fucking crazy. Yeah, leave it to the Cleveland Browns to reset the market in a way that makes zero sense. So, yeah, with what Miles Garrett got, the Steelers can pay TJ that, and it's okay for right now. It's crazy how Rodgers plays against his old teams to get revenge, and DK Metcalf plays against Seattle, all revenge games. Hey, man, I hope it motivates him, It's definitely kind of crazy. But it's not crazy because the NFL knew this shit was gonna happen. So that's why they scheduled it this way. Steve Winters, yeah, no shit. Austin is one of the fastest receivers in the National Football League. Amen. What's up, Jamal McCollum in the house? Who's returning kicks for us this year? I think it's going to be Jalen Warren and Calvin Austin is who I think. Maybe Caleb Johnson. I don't know. I definitely think it's going to be one of the speedsters at wide receiver, Calvin Austin. I think he definitely fits that bill, and I think Jalen Warren has done it over time. Reese says that Calvin Austin TD against the Chargers, he got caught. He didn't get caught, man. He stumbled a little bit, I believe. I have to look at it again. No one's catching him, man. I'm just saying. I know that for sure. He's tremendously fast. I'd have to look at the situation. I can't remember that one, Reese, off the top of my head exactly. I'll go back and watch it, though, and see. Maybe he did get caught. Maybe he stumbled a little bit. I don't know. But 9 times out of 10, we'll rephrase it. 9 times out of 10, ain't nobody catching his ass. I know who the pass was from. I just don't remember the play exactly. I know what kind of pass it was. I can see it in my head, but I can't remember the play 1000%. Aaron says AB was the best receiver I've seen. He was 5'10". Yeah, he was pretty damn good, man. Rodgers will make Austin's career. He's the fastest NFL player after the catch. He is possibly wide receiver too. Daniel Warman, I saw DK benching 500 pounds on a video. It's no wonder it takes at least two guys to bring him down, a true freak of nature. Yeah, dude, he is thick, bro. You are right about that, man. Not many people are as thick as DK Metcalf. Mark Malone, yeah, they'll move all those guys. They always do. Aaron, trivia question. Who's the only quarterback with a losing record under Tomlin? Shit, I don't know. Mitch Trubisky, maybe? I have no clue. Shit. Yeah, I'd say Mitch. That's who I would say. I know it ain't Mason because he doesn't have a losing record. I don't know. I would say Mitch. Maybe. I don't know. It can't be a player with many games. The Steelers don't lose a lot of games. I mean, they lose, but they don't lose a tremendous amount of games. So, and they're never below 500. So it's hard to have a losing record if you're a Steelers quarterback. All right, guys, make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing to the show. We truly appreciate it. We're going to get to as many more chat comments as humanly possible. We've been going for about 50 minutes. We still have one more player in our do you sign him? Do you figure it out now? We're going to talk about Jalen Warren next here on the channel and what his current contract is and what the Steelers should do with him as he signed his 1 year restricted free agent tender with the Pittsburgh Steelers for $5.346 million. And he was a second level guy. And we'll talk about what that means here next coming up on the channel. So make sure, again, you are liking, sharing, subscribing if you're not already. We needed a couple more subscribers to hit 4,600. I don't know what you're waiting for. Join the conversation here each and every day at Mike Drop Sports in the show, Steel City Live. We are here each and every day talking football. I am probably in this 5 week period here, guys. I got to warn you. I'm probably going to take and maybe cut down a show or two throughout the week in terms of live content because honestly, guys, there's not a ton going on. I don't want to be repetitive. So we'll probably take a little bit of a slowdown. We'll not take a break, but we'll take maybe a show or two off here and there. Just during this 5 week period before we start training camp in Latrobe, Pennsylvania at St. Vincent's College. And we will have boots on the ground there. I'll definitely be there doing some reporting and research. And we will be back to live shows every single day and pumping content out then. But I'm going to be on vacation here soon. So yeah, we'll still be doing content every week, but we might drop a show or two. Also, Sean was going to come back last week or over the weekend, but he had a toothache and I didn't want to bug him. Plus, our power went out yesterday and streaming platforms were down yesterday. So we didn't. We did that. Zaz says Roman Wilson is the same size as AB. Aaron says I'm pumped for next year if they can do it. Steve Winters, he's talking to him. TJ is better than Miles. Just heard some insane numbers. Mike Drop, what's up, Tyler? Hey, well, this question will throw fans off. Who threw the longest pass in NFL history? No Googling. Oh, shit, I don't know, man. You tell me, man. Aaron says Mitch. That's who had the losing record. That's who I thought. Duck? I don't know. Give the answers. You got to give the answers. I appreciate it. All right, guys, let's talk about Jalen Warren. Again, on that 5.4 million, or 5 point, yeah, roughly 5.4. It's $5.346 million for 1 year. Again, he was a second level restricted free agent, guys. And what does second level restricted free agent mean? It may mean nothing to you guys in terms of when we're talking about this, but it does mean something pretty significant. If any team were to sign Jalen Warren during that time, they would have owed the Pittsburgh Steelers a second round pick. And that's a pretty hefty price, man. He didn't play for Tomlin, Daniel, but good guess. Uh, he said Bubby Brister. But yeah, Any team that would have signed him, they would have had to pay a second round pick. So you look at Jalen Warren, you look at his worth. A guy can return kicks, a guy that can be special out of the backfield, hit a home run. He can be dependable in terms of being your lead dog if need be in the backfield. And I think he's going to create a tremendous two-headed monster with Caleb Johnson, maybe even a three-headed monster with Kenneth Gainwell. So I think he has tremendous value. What is that value? I think you could lock Jalen Warren up if you're the Steelers after this season for $3.5 million, $4 million per season. Hell, even if you gave him $5 million, I think it'd be worth it. But I think you're looking at about $3.5 to $5 million per season. You could lock him up for 3 years. That's a $15 to $20 million deal, depending on how you work it, how much a bonus is. But the average annual payout, in my opinion, would be between $3.5 to $5 million per season. That gives Jalen Warren tremendous wealth moving forward as a young man, and still gives him the opportunity to be able to get another contract after that, even if it isn't with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but gives him the opportunity to go back out there and explore free agency or re-sign with the Steelers and get another contract. But I think it's definitely something the Steelers need to look at. I think Jalen Warren has to be a guy that gets some attention. And I think he provides tremendous value, and he's more than just a one-trick pony. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's one of the best pass blockers inside of the NFL. And right now in the National Football League, you look at pass blocking running backs, there ain't a ton of them. Guys that do it at a high level. Is what I'm saying. And Jalen Warren does it at a really high level. And that is only going to benefit Aaron Rodgers and only make Aaron Rodgers a little bit more comfortable at being able to stand in that pocket and deliver the football. And especially with an offensive line that's super young like the Steelers, having a pass blocking tight end that does it at a very high level in the league is very important. And that does give the offense a little bit more balance in terms of being able to throw the football at a consistent rate and keep that rhythm, that timing, that anticipation that Aaron Rodgers relies so heavily on inside of what he does well as a football player, as a quarterback. So I think Jalen Warren is another one. I think those are the real three guys that the Steelers need to show a lot of attention to this summer in terms of maybe getting a deal done. Maybe you do this all next summer. Maybe it's something that you figure out then. But as of right now, I think that has to be your list. Deshaun Elliott, Calvin Austin, and also Jalen Warren. Hold on, guys. We had a super chat coming in, and it is much, much appreciated. Definitely appreciate that. That's coming in from Reese79. Given that super chat, we truly, truly appreciate that, Reese. Thank you so very, very much. Again, super chats are always wide open. Thanks to Reese, thanks to AWOL, both giving super chats here tonight. You can also support the channel by hitting the like button, hitting the share button, and becoming a Mic Drop Mafia member. Those are 99 cents a month and get you entered into giveaways. The next giveaway will be for a signed, authentic TJ Watt jersey, which is going to be for one lucky Mic Drop Mafia member, and that is going to be of tremendous value to you. So definitely make sure you get your memberships before that giveaway. We need to get the memberships up because I don't want it to be just we have like 100 and some, which is awesome, dude. We have over 100 paid memberships, but make sure you always have your gifted memberships turned on. You go down in the comments, hit the $sign, and make sure you have your gifted memberships turned on there. Uh, Mark Malone can tote the rock more than 150 times a year, though. He doesn't have to, Mark. He doesn't have to, and I think that that's not the role that you put him in. If he needs to, I think he can carry the football 25 times in a game, and he's a little wrecking ball. I think you can definitely get that out of him, but you're not asking him to do that on a consistent basis. You're asking him to be running back by committee, and I think he warrants though 3.5 to 5 million in that price range. I don't think that that's a overpay. I don't think that that's a reach. I think that that just really keeps your backfield intact. When you went out and you drafted Caleb Johnson, you were able to get him with pick 83, I believe, in the third round. So, you look at his contract, it's not going to be a ton. You look at Jalen Warren, if you get away with paying him, we'll just say in the middle, $4 million per season. that's a tremendous value. You're paying peanuts for Kenneth Gainwell, and if you could get solid running back production out of those three, you're under $10 million a season for your whole backfield, and you could have potentially one of the league's best backfields if they come together and really work out the way they should, in my eyes. So I don't think it's a tremendous overpay, and I think he could carry the football a ton if need be, but he doesn't have to, and that's not what the Steelers are looking for him to do. They're asking him to be part of a running back room by committee. Mark Collins in the house. They need to give Watt, Washington, Thornhill, Elliott, Austin. If Jones plays well, give him an extension. Broderick Jones, yeah. I mean, he's on a rookie deal too, but my top three for this summer, moving into early next summer, or yeah, early next offseason, before these guys really have a chance to hit free agency. Or well, Calvin won't. He's good through 2026. I think you need to figure this out. Deshaun Elliott, Calvin Austin, Jalen Warren, and there's going to be other players that we talk about that are coming up on their final years or coming up on expiring contracts here in 2025 or coming up into the end of their contract in 2026. So a lot going on for the Steelers, definitely. Mark says, I pray they go get Komet, the tight end from the Bears, go get Ramsey, go get R. Dobbs. They ain't going to get all three. I'll tell you that, Mark. I wish, buddy. I wish, but they ain't getting all three. I can tell you that, man. For sure. But that would be awesome wish list, man. An awesome freaking wish list. We got some gifted memberships coming in, my friends. Awesome from our friend, Doc Thank you very, very much. You get another air horn. That's 5 gifted Mike Drop Sports memberships from our man, Zah Curry. Great supporter of the channel. Thank you, Zah. We truly, truly appreciate that. Definitely awesome. Brent Zimmerman, Richard, David Schuler, Harvey Dunn, and Offsides Edits, all getting gifted memberships from Zah Curry. That's good for one Mic Drop membership for 1 month. So thank you to Zah for that. We truly, truly appreciate it. All right, guys, we've been going for over an hour. That's awesome here for in the summer, especially during the dead period. But we had a tremendous show, in my opinion. Talked about some really solid shit. So make sure you go and share all this good information and share all these good conversations with your friends and family, and make sure that you invite people to come and join our conversations each and every day. It's absolutely awesome, and I think it's a great place to be, man. So thank you. Thank you to everybody that donated stuff. We'll be back tomorrow, man, with another great show. As always, another damn good show. That's how we roll, and we'll be back, and we'll leave you with the best intro, outro in the fucking business, my friends. And thank you, and we'll see you tomorrow. So, peace.
Power takes an approach as a coach. Let's go. Let's go. It's a field back block, and that's
He's the guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.